guys, it's Ashley, and today is another Top 5 Wednesday video. I will leave a link to the Goodreads group as well as the host Sam from Thoughts on Tomes channel down below. And today is Top 5 Books I Felt Betrayed By, and I've amended this because for this Goodreads group, for the topics, you can amend this to include books, TV shows, and other sorts of media as well. And I'm going to be doing that for one of the first times today, and including television shows and movies, because I've felt betrayed by TV and movies a lot more often than I felt betrayed by books. So without any further ado, here are the top 5 things that I felt most betrayed by. Number 5 is Tess of the D'Urbervilles by Thomas Hardy, and this is on my list as something I felt betrayed by because this book was supposed to be amazing. It's like a literary classic. Everybody loves it. Everybody loves Tess and thinks of her as like a literary heroine to look to and be a figurehead, and I couldn't stand this book. I barely got through it. It took me longer to read this book than I've ever taken to read a book in my entire life. I just thought it was not that interesting, and I was so let down by it and just felt betrayed because I had been expecting this like sweeping, amazing literary piece of fiction, and it just was not that. It just fell so flat that I felt betrayed by it because I had such high hopes for it. So that's why this is on this list. And honestly, that's how I feel about any Thomas Hardy books. I have read 3 Thomas Hardys and have felt the same way about all of them, so I'm done. I'm not trying his books anymore. You can't convince me. Number 4 is the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas, kind of specifically Heir of Fire forward. I'm fine with Crown of Midnight, Throne of Glass, and the Assassin's Blade. Then Heir of Fire happened and everything else, and I've been keeping up with the basic plot line of the rest of these books, and I just... no. And semi-spoilers ahead, so if you haven't finished the Throne of Glass series or read past like book 2, don't keep watching. I will leave the time that you can forward to right here at the bottom of the screen so that you know when to forward when I'm done talking about the Throne of Glass series. I did not like what ended up happening with Chaol. He's my favorite character. I think he's really interesting. I really like him as a person and like his development. I really like him with Selena, and they just have cut that off completely apparently. I just don't like what's happening with him and how he's like abandoned basically, it seems like, and just not about that. I don't like it, and I was rooting for him so hard, and I thought for sure I was gonna get my way, and then I'm not, and I'm really upset by that, and it doesn't look like it's gonna change anytime soon. Although I do hear there's a Chaol novella coming out, which I am into. I will read that just because it's him and he's one of my book boyfriends, so I'll read that. Like, why would you do that? He's like my favorite, and he's just like this person that is just irritating now, and like I liked him so much, and now he just is getting so much flack, and he is just getting basically shit on by Sarah J. Maas because she got a crush on another one of her characters, so she's just like forgetting about Chaol, it would seem. So I'm not into that, and I'm really annoyed and betrayed by that, so I'm done. Number 3 and 2 are a tie because they're interchangeable to me because I can't pick which one is worse, and those are the Avatar: The Last Airbender movie and the Percy Jackson movies, because they're awful. I was so pumped for those. The Percy Jackson series, as we all know, is my favorite series of all time, and Avatar: The Last Airbender is my like top 5 favorite TV shows of all time for sure. And so I found out, you know, they're doing a movie for it. They're like gonna have the whole universe is gonna have this new thing for me to watch and be invested in, and then they just shit on it, and it was awful, and I'm so upset by that. Like, I'm forever mad that those movies were so bad. I was so excited to get more content and get to see a Percy Jackson movie and get to see an Avatar: The Last Airbender movie and see it all played out in front of me in a movie style with these actors, and it was just bad. It was just so bad, and you could have done great. These are great source materials. Like, Avatar: The Last Airbender is such an interesting universe, and Percy Jackson is an amazing, you know, lead character with serious sass, and you've got all the mythology and the fantastic elements, and you just dropped the ball on both of them, and that's completely unacceptable. And my heart was just so invested in these movies, and it was so crushed, and it's awful, and I'm really betrayed by them, and I'm angry every day of my life about these movies. And number 1 is the Gilmore Girls revival. I need to put a disclaimer because while I liked this show and these 4 episodes of Gilmore Girls, A Year in the Life. Like I said, I liked them just fine. Ultimately, where my characters ended up was not the greatest. Like, I didn't see enough of Suki, and I know that's because of scheduling issues with Melissa McCarthy. Didn't see enough of Michelle. I thought he didn't get enough development. You know, he got some lines about, you know, how he wanted to really expand in his career, and he didn't feel like the Dragonfly was going to do that. And I just really wanted more with Jess, and am really upset about that. I'm upset by Rory's character. I'm upset about that stupid Stars Hollow musical because it lasted so long and was so unnecessary. I'm upset about the whole unnecessary montage with Rory and Logan in the Life and Death Brigade. That was weird and so unlike the rest of the story. It just was shot differently and had a different feel to it, and it was just the wrong choice. And a lot of it was the wrong choice, and I'm just feeling really betrayed by that because my mom and I were really looking forward to it, like, in a way that I can't describe, and we felt really weird after it was over, and not the good kind of weird. To me, it felt like I was betrayed, and it felt like Amy Sherman Palladino didn't quite do what she should have done. I think that she's maybe gotten a little egotistical almost or something, and I just think she needs to just, like, calm down and focus, basically, and get back to basics, and I just don't see that happening anytime soon. But the reason this is number 1 is because while I liked A Year in the Life better than Percy Jackson movie or Avatar: The Last Airbender movie, I was more emotionally invested in A Year in the Life than I was in those movies. So the betrayal to my heart felt worse, and that's why it's number 1 on this list. I'm sure that you're watching this, Mom, and I'm sorry that it is made number 1 on this list, but that is how I feel. I love you, and we can continue to watch the rest of the series without even thinking about what ended up happening in A Year in the Life, because no. And that's it. Those are my top 5 things that I felt betrayed by. Let me know one book, movie, TV show that you felt betrayed by, and I will see you guys soon in my next video, and please feel free to like this video if you did like it. Thanks! Happy reading!